What's up, XRP family? Thank you guys for joining the video for today. So a short introduction, guys, about how I am going to show you some very interesting videos that were presented at the Davos meeting of 2023. So this is a very interesting interview with Garlinghouse. CNBC is actually broadcasting this. So I will show you guys here a couple of videos which are all related to each other basically. And if I do not make it in one video, it will be two videos, guys. So make sure you watch both videos for today that were published today, right? Because it will clarify a lot of things. We have to see here what Garlinghouse is telling us, because it's very interesting, guys. And I really believe that the end is very close of this lawsuit and the climax of seeing XRP really being used. Let's take a look at this first introduction here.
About that is the SEC sued us around the question of is XRP a security at the end of 2020. And I'll admit the beginning of 2021 was a stressful, Q1 was a stressful quarter for sure, because you now have a lawsuit in the largest economy in the world, and you didn't know how your existing customers would react, let alone new customers. And what we have seen since then, it particularly non-US, you know, well over 95% of the customers we've signed in the last 2 years are non-US. Our activity is growing more and more outside the United States, and it's because you have this confusion in the United States. So we're now processing billions of dollars of transactions every quarter, and you know, well over half of our total transaction volume, because we do have a fiat and XRP enabled product called on-demand liquidity. Over half of all of our transactions go through XRP now. That has grown, and so again, we're continuing to sign more contracts, more customers, and the contracts and customers we have grown, partly because we opened more corridors, more currency pairs. And so there's kind of a nice series of building a positive, virtuous cycle that helps grow the business.
Look at this, guys. Aren't this like literally the blocks being set in place for a whole new financial system? Look what he said. They were opening new corridors for new pairs, right? Look at the FX market today. What do you have? You have all these different pairs. This is exactly what XRP is doing. But then this is the new format of how they are going to make transactions. It is absolutely stunning, guys. And he's literally saying that the lawsuit didn't affect any existing customers or new ones. Of course, he says it has been a painful quarter because of the ongoing lawsuit, especially in the US. But 95% customers are non-US. So does it really matter? Now, of course it matters, because when this lawsuit ends, there is clarity, and that's a whole different thing, because then official institutions and banks can start using XRP without any problem. Now, he's also saying over half the transaction volume runs through XRP. What does that mean? Well, they have two systems. They have one system where you can just transact using fiat, but they have the other system, which is the system of on-demand liquidity, which is using XRP as a bridge currency, right? Now, all of this, guys, they're growing and they are still in a lawsuit. Just think about what will happen when this is all over, right? Now, here a very interesting part again. Grab a coffee, guys, because it's getting very, very interesting. What happens in the dark will come into the light. Garlinghouse, the Hinman emails haven't been made public yet. When those come to light, sit back and enjoy the unraveling. Let's take a look.
And by the way, we're totally transparent about what we're doing. Not once did the SEC say, hey, we think XRP might be a security. So then for the later on to go back and say, hey, the whole time we thought XRP was a security, we just didn't tell you. That doesn't feel like a genuine partnership between public sector and private sector. Moreover, and you know, some of this stuff I'll be more vague about, because some of this stuff, it hasn't been public yet. But yeah, there's something called the Hinman email. You know, Bill Hinman, the director of corporate finance at the SEC, gave a speech in June 2018 about how ETH had been a security, but had magically become not a security. And there's some emails associated with that the judge ordered turned over 6 times. We finally did get those emails. And I think when those come to light, I think you will see more kind of like, how is it possible the SEC decided to bring a case against Ripple, given what they were saying within their own walls?
Yeah, and then if you look at the global regulatory landscape, where do you think is sort of on the right track. In the European Union, you've got this MiCA regulation coming in, which sort of specifically targets things like stable coins and exchanges. Is that a good first step? I mean, where do you see good regulation or good talk about regulation happening?
So I think MiCA is a good first step. And I also, maybe not dodging your question, I'll get there. But I think one of the things that I have been struck by is how much the US regulatory discussion has dominated some of the meetings I've been in here in Davos. And it loses sight of the fact that globally, the direction of travel on crypto regulation is actually quite positive. You have more and more countries doing the work to codify and be clear. And these are countries, these aren't small countries. This includes the UK and Japan, certainly here in Switzerland, Singapore, the UAE. You're even seeing countries like South Africa start to do that work. And again, instead of regulation through enforcement, it's actually, hey, let's take the time, let's partner with private sector to write down and be clear about those rules. So leaving the US aside, I think it's actually quite positive. And yes, the US is the largest economy in the world, but there's a big economy out there. And again, Ripple has thrived over the last 2 years, and we basically haven't been able to sell into the United States market.
Wow. It couldn't be more clear than this, guys. So he's saying when those emails come to light, you will understand why Ripple has been sued and not Ethereum, for example. So he's literally saying that the answer is actually in those emails. We will see something, guys, that will, I don't know what we'll see, but it will definitely be something very, very crazy, right? Has to do with corruption, maybe, or something else that will bring this lawsuit close to an end. And you can see, guys, Brett Garlinghouse is very confident. Again, this is not a guy that is talking about something which he doesn't believe in, right? He fully believes that XRP is not a security, and he understands that they will win. Biggest darknet web criminal got caught using crypto, 5 years in jail. And this is why XRP will be the new bridge currency. Everything will be recorded on the XRP ledger. Let's take a look.
Legadimov, a Russian national and the founder and majority owner of Bitslotto, a Hong Kong registered cryptocurrency exchange. The charges allege that he operated Bitslotto as a high-tech financial hub, as he put it, that catered to, quote, known crooks. Bitslotto failed to implement safeguards required by U.S. law, safeguards that enable law enforcement to detect and to investigate financial crimes. Instead, Bitslotto facilitated the transmission of hundreds of millions of dollars in illicit funds, fueling darknet marketplaces, and laundering the proceeds of ransomware attacks. For example, as alleged, Bitslotto was a crucial financial resource for the notorious Hydra darknet market, the disruption of which I announced from this podium last April, at that time with our German partners. Now, Hydra was the world's longest running and largest darknet marketplace, responsible for 80% of the world's darknet transactions. Together, Hydra and Bitslotto formed a high-tech axis of crypto crime. Hydra buyers funded illicit purchases of illegal drugs, stolen financial information, and hacking tools from crypto accounts hosted at Bitslotto. And sellers of these illegal goods and services.
Now, first of all, guys, what are they doing here? They are putting crypto again in a very bad light. This is what they do. Now, I don't care about this guy that got caught or not caught. It's not about that. It's about, because, you know, criminal activities shouldn't be allowed. That's 100% for certain. But look how they are saying crypto, crypto, crypto. They're using crypto as something very bad, and this is the problem here, guys. This is what they're doing because this fits their agenda, right? And you have to be careful with that. Crypto is not all evil, as we know, and that is why XRP will be used, yes. But that doesn't mean that this is not a good thing, guys. It doesn't mean that this is a good thing. Everything, every transaction will be on the XRP ledger, and there will be a receipt for every transaction. Think about that. You will be controlled fully. So this is not 100% a positive thing, guys, but you have to understand that this is the reason why they will start using XRP. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. Be sure to watch the next one, which will be out very soon. Thank you very much.